Okay, we should be live. Let's get started. I've got a great lesson for you guys today. All right, so today the theme is jobs and work, and we can see the picture over here. We have an office environment, and we are going to talk all about it. So let's take a look. What are we studying? Well, in this lesson, we are going to summarize the picture. Right? We'll give you a short, quick, and easy way to describe the picture without going into a lot of detail. This is nice if we're just in a hurry. However, we're also going to describe the picture in detail and explore vocabulary. So here I'm going to send my welcome message. Hello and welcome to this live English lesson. Okay. All right, so we're also going to practice pronunciation. I've divided it up into smaller chunks this time, so it's better for doing pronunciation. Here we go. Garden says hello, hello, hello. And test you with a quiz. Yes, another 6-question quiz. All right. Mohammed Farak says good topic. All right. Wonderful. Thank you. All right, so let's take a quick peek at the we'll do a preview of the lesson before we jump in. We're going to summarize the picture, right? So this is the picture we'll use, and we'll do a quick summary. Then we're going to divide it and go into more detail. First, we'll talk about time and place. Then we're going to talk about people and activities. Then after that, after we talk about each individual person, describe their position at the table, stuff like that, we're going to talk about the real story. Well, the real story from my point of view. Okay, and after that, we'll do a quiz. English time, but Tom says hello, 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 and welcome. All right, so this quiz today will have 6 questions. I think we need to jump in and get started. Let's do it. All right, we're going to start. Ooh, we have more people. Abul Faz, hi, watching from Baku, Azerbaijan. Welcome, wonderful. Mahmoud is here. Hello, hello. All right, so let's do a summary. All right, if you guys were here last time, maybe you'll notice that I put the picture bigger this time. Maybe it's easier to see. The words are going to be a little bit smaller, but I think it's still possible to see them. So let's do a quick summary, very brief summary. In this picture, we can see 3 people. 2 men and a woman sitting at a table with a lot of paperwork and a laptop computer. The men are shaking hands. It appears they have come to an agreement regarding a business contract. All right, so that is a summary. It's short and sweet, and it's nice when we just need a quick explanation of what's happening in the picture. So let's do pronunciation. Oh, wonderful. So repeat after me. Here we go. In this picture, we can see 3 people, 2 men and a woman, sitting at a table with a lot of paperwork and a laptop computer. The men are shaking hands. It appears they have come to an agreement regarding a business contract. Right, so we have come to an agreement. And yes, Mohammed Farak in the comments says that I think they closed the deal. Yes, come to an agreement, closed the deal, agreed upon something. They're all different ways to say that they agree and they have the same idea what will be happening, right? Okay, all right. So if you were doing pronunciation, show me some apples in the comments. It lets me know that you're participating and want to do pronunciation. Okay, so we just did the summary. Now let's dive in. Let's talk about time and place. So we're going to look at more detail, right? So time and place is the setting, right? So here we go. Let's take a look. In the picture, it is daytime, right? Because of the bright natural light coming from the top, it is probably late morning, midday, or early afternoon. Because of the way they are dressed, gotta fix that. Because of the way they are dressed and all of the documents, it is likely they are in a boardroom, a meeting room, or an office. All right. So daytime is just the opposite of nighttime because we can see the sunshine or the light from the sunshine is coming in. And natural light just means that it's from the sun, and it's not using an electric source like a lamp or something like that. And I would say it's late morning. If we're talking about late morning, I'm probably talking about 10:30, 11, 11:30. And then midday would be noon, right? 12 p.m. And early afternoon, I would consider early afternoon to be anywhere from 12:01 p.m. to maybe 1 or 2 p.m. And then it gets into later afternoon at 4 and 5, and then evening. Let's see, Mahmoud says sunlight rays. We would say the sun rays, the rays from the sun, so the light coming in. And because of how they're dressed, and we'll go into more detail how they're dressed, but the way they're dressed, it makes me think it's in an office, right? Maybe in a boardroom, right? A meeting room or an office. Now let's take a look at a boardroom and make sure we understand what a boardroom looks like, right? And it's very similar to a meeting room, right? So if we look at a boardroom, it's probably where the action happens, right? Where the big deals get done, where things happen, people talk. And if it's an empty boardroom, it's just a place where people meet. Yeah. All right. And there's, depending on the company, they have different, I don't know, they might have a whiteboard on the wall, maybe a projector, maybe a big, huge monitor, something like that. But it's a place to get things done and talk. All right. Leah Huda says, hello there. Hello, hello. Mahmoud says a conference room. Sure. There are different ways to say a boardroom or a meeting room. Whoop. Okay. All right. So let's move forward. Still in. We gotta do pronunciation. All right. Repeat after me. In the picture, it is daytime. Because of the bright natural light coming from the top, it is probably late morning, midday, or early afternoon. Because of the way they are dressed and all of the documents, it is likely they're in a boardroom, a meeting room, or an office. Okay, and in this lesson too, I added an extra feature. We have an arrow. So we said documents, right? And if there's any question what documents are, well, here are documents. Here's another document. And here are more documents over there, right? Isn't the arrow cool? All right, we'll put it back for now. Okay, so let's continue with time and place because there's still more that we can explain. On the table, there are different kinds of documents. We can see graphs, invoices, financial reports, a folder, and an unsigned contract. All right, let's stop for a second. So we're looking at graphs. This is just a nice way to display and show information. So the graph would be right here, right? I think it's called what, a line graph or boy, it's been a while since I've taken a math class. But yes, it's just showing the peaks and valleys, the ups and downs of maybe their business, clients, or revenue, income, something like that. Let's see. Mahmoud says, according to shadows, this image is counterfeit. I don't know. I'm not sure. I see a lot of apples in the comments. That means a lot of people are doing pronunciation. Great. So the invoices, if we look here, the lady, she has a document right here. And if we look very close, it says invoice. Invoice might be a good word to look up to make sure that we understand what it means. So since we have a dictionary, let's use it. Invoice. All right. See if you can hear it.
Invoice. Invoice.
Invoice. Okay. So an invoice is a list of goods sent or services provided with a statement of the sum due for those, for these. It's a bill. So they have a huge long description, but it's just a bill. It's how much you owe, right? That is an invoice. And it's very important for business, right? You need to make sure you're earning the money that you need to keep the business going. All right, so let's go back. Leah Huda says it's like a cardiograph. Cardio, like the heartbeat, right? Yes, similar. Okay, so this is the invoices over here, and the lady has a pen. She might be writing on that. There's a folder. That's this thing right here, the brown thing. It's a folder, and you open it up, and you can put documents inside it. And an unsigned contract. The unsigned contract is right here. And if we look at the bottom of the contract down here, you can see the place which is open and empty that they will sign. They will put their signatures, right? There's a pen there, there's a contract, there are details, and maybe they're about to sign because they just shook hands. Maybe they have agreed upon something. Okay, all right, let's put the arrow back. And the next sentence, there is a laptop computer in the top right section of the picture. Right, so that's a pretty specific location. We'll say top right section of the computer of the picture. So that would point us straight to the laptop computer, right? Okay. It is open and facing the person at the top of the picture. I'll say top of the pic. All right. So when we say the laptop is open, you know, it's not closed, and facing. So if this is like the face, the screen is like the face, it's looking towards this guy, right? So it's facing him, and he's facing them. And he's facing the laptop, and they're all facing each other. They're all looking at each other. All right. Okay. Leah Huda says we use folders to keep official pages, right? And to organize things, sure. All right, let's do pronunciation. Repeat after me. And I'm going to add in a comma. Here we go. On the table, there are different kinds of documents. We can see graphs, invoices, financial reports, a folder, and an unsigned contract. There is a laptop computer in the top right section of the picture. It is open and facing the person at the top of the picture. And I have heard in some places people will call this a notebook, as in like a notebook computer. Some people will just say notebook and people understand they mean a computer. However, if you travel around to different places and not everyone is using, not everyone will say notebook and think that it's a computer, it could also be this, right? It's just paper that can fold, it has a binder and it can fold open and you can write on it. But if you put notebook computer, then you have a laptop, right? Laptop. Interesting. Okay, so let's go back. All right, moving forward, we're still in time and place. Mahmoud says the man clenched his fist. Yes, we'll get to the people in a moment. We're still describing the location, the setting. Okay, and the objects that are in here. So let's see. We can see pens and a cell phone, right? Everything is on top of a large wooden table. All right, so we can see at least 2 pens. The lady is holding one pen in her right hand, and there's another pen on top of the contract, right? And you could say this pen is pointing straight across the table, right? And there's a cell phone underneath that guy's arm. You might say the mobile phone, his mobile, maybe even his smartphone, right? I don't think it's an old version cell phone. I think it's a fairly new version, even though it's almost covered. And everything is on top of a large wooden table, right? Looks like a very big table. We don't know how big, but it's at least goes off the screen a bit. So it might be the big table in their meeting room or in their boardroom. All right. Let's see. Leah said we could see hands shaking and it's sign of agreement. That's right. Like someone said before, maybe they're closing a deal. All right. Let's see. The meeting has already lasted for a while because the documents are spread out over the table. All right. When we say spread out over the table, it's kind of like they're open, right? They're not all neatly piled. Like we can see the documents in front of the lady. This one's over to the left. This one's a little bit to the right. And then maybe when they started, all of these documents were inside the folder. But now they're all spread out over the table because maybe they needed to, reference those documents or talk about specific things from those documents. So if things are over the table, it makes me think that they've been meeting for a while. If they had just arrived, things would still be very organized in front of them. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Since they are shaking hands, this could be the end of the meeting. All right? It could be the end of the meeting and maybe the beginning of their business relationship, right? So maybe they'll have many more meetings after this. This is the one maybe to finalize the contract. And once again, we have the contract over here. And even though they shake hands right now, it's not going to be legally official until they sign. Once they sign, then it becomes what's called a legally binding contract, which means once you sign, you have to follow it. And if you don't follow it, there are probably some punishments or repercussions or something that will happen if you don't follow the agreement. All right. Right, let's see. Okay, so we did time and place. We talked about the location and the objects in the picture. All right. I almost forgot pronunciation. Shame on me. Here we go. Repeat after me. We can see pens and a cell phone. Everything is on top of a large wooden table. The meeting has already lasted for a while because the documents are spread out over the table. Since they are shaking hands, this could be the end of the meeting. Okay, so I see apples in the comments. Great, that means we're doing pronunciation. Let's talk about the people and activities, the actions, what's happening. Here we go. Who knew we could explain in such detail? Okay, here we go. 1 second. All right. There are 3 people present at this meeting. All right. And present just means you are physically here. Your body is here. And I suppose you could be doing it over a phone or a video conference call. But here we can literally see their bodies, right? 1, 2, 3 people. Okay. And we'll say a colon, a woman and 2 men. And 2 men. So there are 3 people present at this meeting, a woman and 2 men. One man is sitting on the far side of the table, and the other two are sitting across from him. And we'll call this the far side of the table, even though the view from the camera is kind of straight down. If we were on this side, we would call this the far side of the table, right? Okay, each man is using his right hand to shake hands. All right, and I think every country that I've traveled to, when you shake hands, you use your right hand, right? In some countries, the left hand is considered maybe disrespectful, dirty, and you don't use it to shake hands. Unless, you don't have a right hand, then you can maybe use your left. But yeah, pretty much everywhere I've traveled, people use their right hand when they shake hands. It's more respectful. Even sometimes I've seen where if you give money to people or you give a document or something, they might get a little offended if you use your left hand, right? They want you to use your right hand. So it's different cultures, different places, and different countries, right? Okay, all right. So repeat after me. Here we go. There are 3 people present at this meeting, a woman and 2 men. One man is sitting on the far side of the table, and the other 2 are sitting across from him. Each man is using his right hand to shake hands. Sky Blue says, yep, we use the right hand. Okay, all right. All right, let's continue. More people and activities. There is enough space between the 3 people that we can assume this meeting is for business and not for personal reasons. All right, it's for business and not, we can just say not personal reasons. So there's enough space between the 3 people. Space just refers to the amount of their positioning around the table. How much, what other word can we use besides space? Area. There we go. The amount of area in between the people, right? So they're across the table, which is already a good amount of space. But these 2 people, I don't think they would be like a husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend, because I think they probably work together, but there's a good amount of space in between them. It's a professional place. All right, so we can assume. Assume means that we have good information and we can make a choice. We can make a decision, or based on what we see, we think it's this way. Okay, so I would say it's for business and probably not personal reasons, but who knows? Okay, here we go. Let's see. It is likely that the 2 people sitting on one side of the table work together and are trying to reach an agreement with the other person. All right. So the 2 people sitting on one side of the table, that would be these 2 people over here. It's likely that they work together. Usually, at least the business meetings that I've been in and just from my past jobs, the other party or the other company or the people that you don't work will sit on the other side, right? There's it's like a natural divide when you put them on the other side because, we're not like buddy. We're here for a reason to talk and, we can face each other and be respectful. Okay, so repeat after me. There is enough space between the 3 people that we can assume this meeting is for business and not personal reasons. Okay. It is likely that the 2 people sitting on one side of the table work together and are trying to reach an agreement with the other person. Okay. Leah Huda says the laptop is on the left side of the man. Right, that's right. And Mohammed Frock said, I'm also left-handed, but I use my right hand for shaking hands. Sure. And let's see, Mahmoud said, suppose, contemplate. I think we were talking about the word assume. Sure, we can suppose something. Contemplate is a little bit different because it just means we're pondering, we're thinking, but we haven't quite made a decision yet. We're just letting the information bounce around in our head. All right. Mahmoud says, I like your healthy habit of drinking water regularly. Me too. When I talk a lot, I find that my mouth gets dry. All right. Okay, so let's move forward. Still on people and activities. All right, let's start with the woman. The woman is seated across the table from the man with the computer. All right. And since we don't know the people's names, I mean, it could be George, Fred, and Mary, but we don't know, right? So we'll use the objects to help show or define the people's position. So the woman is across from the man with the computer, right? So then it's suddenly obvious that it's not this guy, right? Because he doesn't have the computer by him. All right. She is wearing a white business suit. All right. Business suit, and probably a business suit for women, I assume, because she's a woman. Let's take a look. Oop. Let's see. We'll say, maybe we'll do white business suit for women. There we go. Because all we can see are her arms in the picture. So, all right. So this is like a business suit. It's kind of formal. It could work for a business occasion. Right? It's not too informal. It's probably very comfortable too. So, okay, so that is a white business suit for women. All right. Let's see. Wait, so we're in a white business suit, okay? We can only see her two hands. Her fingernails are painted a dark color. All right, I'll probably need to spell that right. Mahmoud says, we can say formal outfit also. Sure. And Leah Huda says, I like her polish. Okay. So let's see her fingernails, like right there, right? So the fingernails are a dark color. And I suppose the full word is fingernail polish. Fingernail polish. And this is what women, I guess sometimes men do too. They it comes in these little bottles, and my sisters used to have it when I was growing up, and I didn't like the smell. I thought it was very strong, especially the fingernail polish remover. That's a special chemical to break down or to make it easier to get the fingernail polish off, and it smells terrible. Yeah, so I didn't really like it, but either way, this is fingernail polish, and it comes in all sorts of shades and colors. How nice. And for this meeting, this lady chose a dark fingernail polish. It looks like it's almost black. I don't know. Maybe it matches her suit or something, or her boots. I don't know. All right, let's see. So her fingernails are painted a dark color. She is sitting to the left of her partner, right? In her right hand, she is holding a pen. All right. So let's take a look. She is sitting to the right or to the left of her partner. So if this is her partner, she is to the left of him, right? And then we can show the arrow. In her right hand, she is holding a pen. And it looks like a pretty nice pen, probably with a metal casing or a steel. It's not just a cheap plastic pen. All right. All right, repeat after me. Here we go. The woman is seated across the table from the man with the computer. She is wearing a white business suit. We can only see her two hands. Her fingernails are painted a dark color. She is sitting to the left of her partner. In her right hand, she is holding a pen. And I put partner here. There are different possibilities, right? You could say coworker, colleague. Maybe it's her boss, or maybe he is her employee. Maybe she's the boss. So I don't know. But they have probably some sort of work relationship or business relationship. Aha! More apples in the comments. Wonderful. Okay, let's move forward. Lots to talk about. All right. Still talking about the woman. In front of her are a variety of documents. All right. So the word variety just means different kinds, right? So we had mentioned them before. Like we have the invoice that's on the clipboard. We have maybe a financial document or financial graph with information with the graph and stuff like that. And then underneath, I don't know, maybe it's a policy handbook or something like that. So she has different kinds of documents, a variety of documents in front of her. There is a clipboard with an invoice and other documents showing financial and sales information, right? She might be a secretary, an attorney, a business partner, or just a witness. All right. So we have different possibilities for her role, as in what does she do here? What work is she doing? Now, she could be a secretary, which is like a support role. She helps this guy, right? So maybe she takes notes, she makes sure the documents are there, something like that. Or maybe she's an attorney, and she has a lot of legal knowledge and a background where she can talk about the law and what would happen in court and stuff like that, and maybe contracts. Or maybe she's a business partner. Maybe she's here and she has invested money and she wants to make sure that they get the best deal possible. All right. Or maybe she's just a witness. For some contracts, they require witnesses. They want to have people present to see that you actually are the person who signed it. So it's possible that she could be a witness. And a witness, let's look it up. It's always good to use the dictionary. Let me find it. All right, let's look up witness. And let's say it.
Witness.
All right, witness.
Witness.
Okay, a person who sees an event, typically a crime or accident, take place, right? It is very common, right, to be a witness of a crime, but you can also be a witness to a document signing, right? A person giving sworn testimony to a court of law or the police. And here we go. This is what we might have. A person who is present at the signing of a document and signs it themselves to confirm this, right? And they're just kind of making things even more official. All right. Go back. Okay. So let's do pronunciation. Repeat after me. In front of her are a variety of documents. There is a clipboard with an invoice and other documents showing financial and sales information. She might be a secretary, an attorney, a business partner, or just a witness. Okay, and just to make sure that we all understand what a clipboard is, it's right there. I'm going to point to it with the arrow, but we're also going to take a quick look and see what a picture of a clipboard. All right, because they're very useful. All right, a clipboard, right? So they have different colors, they have different styles. I remember using these at work. Yeah. So Actually, I had a plastic one because sometimes when I was a police officer, we had to be outside in the rain. And the clipboards don't last too long if they get wet and they're not made of like plastic. Okay, so let's go back. All right, so let's move forward and we're going to talk about one of the other two men. Let's see. Ghazal H says because of the graph in front of her, she could be the financial partner. Right. Maybe the financial director or an accountant, something like that. Sure. And let's see. Layla Almeida says attorney. Could you repeat and pronounce? All right. So attorney. Can you repeat after me? Attorney. Right. And it's another word for lawyer. Okay, so here we go. Let's move forward. Sitting to the right of the woman is a man. I don't think we need a comma there. Is a man wearing a dark gray business suit. All right. And we might as well take a look because we can only see his arm, right? But there's some buttons there, but there's a pretty good chance that it's connected to a suit. And let's take a look at a dark gray business suit. So this would be for men this time, and we'll see what shows up. There you go. So any one of these. How about this one? So he has a dark gray business suit, and we can see the sleeve, right? In the picture, we can only see this part. I guess it's his right hand, so it'll be this side. But this would be a dark gray business suit. Okay. We can only see his left hand and part of his right arm. All right. He is using his right hand to shake hands with the man sitting across the table. Right? Okay, and it looks like it's a good firm handshake, right? It's not like one of these weak ones where they grab the they grab the fingertips. It's a good firm handshake. All right, here we go. Repeat after me. Sitting to the right of the woman is a man wearing a dark gray business suit. We can only see his left hand and part of his right arm. He is using his right hand to shake hands with the man sitting across the table. Okay, so they're shaking hands. We still have more information about this guy. Here we go. And so we're still talking about this guy over here. His left hand is balled up into a fist and resting directly on top of the table. Have you guys heard balled up into a fist? So your hand is kind of flat, right? Especially if you go that way. But if you go like this and you make a fist, then it's like in the shape of a ball. Let's take a look if we have any pictures that show us balled up into a fist. Here we go. Balled up into a fist. There we go. We have the fist. Right? So, yeah, this is just, if someone says their hands were balled up into fists and they were ready to fight, it just means their hands were balled up, made into a fist. All right. Okay, and his hand is resting directly on top of the table. And I put directly on top of the table because the woman's hand is on top of documents, right? So it's not directly touching the table. However, his fist is directly touching the table and resting on it. So it's not probably pushing against it, it's just kind of lying there, touching the table lightning. All right. Leah Huda says, gather your fingers firmly. Sure. And there could be different ways to understand that, because you could also say, gather your fingers together like this, right? But if it's going like, it also could be like this, putting your fingers together firmly. That's, making a fist. All right. Mahmoud says, I suppose wearing a formal suit is like torture. Just casual clothes are acceptable in my view. Well, I would it depends on your environment. Before, when I used to be a federal investigator as well after I was a police officer, and when we were doing investigations and we were interviewing witnesses, we were expected to be very formal because people have certain expectations of federal investigators. And if I came in like my swimsuit or in my gym shorts, then people would be like, it's not respectful. This is very serious, the investigation you're doing, so you need to wear formal clothing, right? It puts out an energy and a vibe that you really respect what's going on, and you have respect for the other person, and you take it seriously, right? I suppose. Okay, so here we go. In front of this man, there are more documents, a file folder, and a small blue rectangular notepad. Let's use our arrow. So we have more documents right here, around a file folder, okay? And a small blue rectangular notepad, all right? I think it's a notepad. That's what I'm going to stick with. But let's take a look. We'll put in a blue notepad. More like this. Not quite like that. More like blue post-its. Post-it notes. There we go. Blue post-it notes. Yes, something like this. This is what I'm talking about. So you can peel them off and you can stick them somewhere when you want to, remind yourself of something or put a note down. Right. Okay. And we can describe it as a small blue rectangular notepad. In the folder, I remember using a lot of what are called manila folders. And they're file folders. They're just the kind of, light brown or kind of dark white ones, kind of yellowish, that fit inside file cabinets, right? They're a specific size and they fit inside. And so someone might say, oh, I need to get a new pack of manila folders. Yeah, so that's how it is. Those are manila folders. And this one is not quite a manila folder. It's similar, but it's probably, I would imagine, for going in a filing cabinet. All right, so let's keep going. Here we go. On top of the file folder and directly under the man's right arm is a mobile phone. All right, so this is a very specific, very specific location and very specific directions of the placement of the phone. On top of the file folder and directly under the man's right arm is a mobile phone, right? There's really no way to confuse the location of the phone. All right, repeat after me. Let's do pronunciation. Here we go. His left hand is balled up into a fist and resting directly on top of the table. In front of this man, there are more documents, a file folder, and a small blue rectangular notepad. On top of the file folder and directly under the man's right arm is a mobile phone. Okay, we're moving forward. All right. The phone's screen is not turned on. The man's items are spread out in front of him and not organized neatly. So spread out just means like this, right? They're spread out. So there's a document here, there's a folder there, things are around. And it's not organized neatly, right? Neatly would be piled very neat together and very organized, tidy, I guess. All right, here we go. This man could be an attorney, an accountant, an intern, or a partner. All right. So what is an intern? Well, an intern is a person who comes to work, but they might not be getting paid, or maybe they're getting paid a very low salary. And basically they're there to get experience, right? So let's see, intern to full-time hire conversion. So maybe an intern goes there when they're still in college, and they're there to get experience, and they probably have to write papers and do research and stuff like that, but they also help and work for the company. So that's an intern, and it's usually someone who is learning the business but not necessarily getting paid or getting paid less. All right. Okay, so repeat after me. The phone screen is not turned on. The man's items are spread out in front of him and not organized neatly. This man could be an attorney, an accountant, an intern, or a partner. Leah Huda says the last year of college. Sure, it's possible. Like training. Ghazal H says the phone brand is hidden deliberately to not advertise. Sure, right? Maybe they're afraid if it said like Samsung or Apple or something on it, that company wouldn't want them to show it, right? Even the laptop computer, you can't quite tell there's no logo or brand marking. Yeah. Okay. Moving forward, here we go. The man seated on the far side of the table is wearing a black business suit. We can see the cuffs, it's a good word, cuffs, of his white dress shirt extending out from under the sleeves of his suit coat. Woo! That's a nice long sentence. Let's see. Okay, so first we establish that this guy on the far side of the table is wearing a black business suit, okay? We can see the cuffs of his white dress shirt. So we can see the white parts here, the end of his sleeve, right? Those are called the cuffs. And sometimes we have cuff links. Let's take a look. What are cuff links? There we go. So these are cuff links. They're kind of decorative. They look nice and they keep your shirt together. I've never been a big fan of cuff links. I just use the button. But I suppose if it's a really formal occasion, maybe you want to wear cuff links. All right. So the cuffs is just the part at the end of your sleeve, right? Okay. Let's go back. All right. His right hand and arm are extended as he shakes hands with the man across the table. And Leah said he's wearing a watch. We'll get to that in a moment. Sure, that's right. Mahmoud said it's like a badge just for decoration, the cufflinks. Sure. And all of my shirts usually have a button, so I just use the button. Okay, so let's do it. Pronunciation, repeat after me. The man seated on the far side of the table is wearing a black business suit. We can see the cuffs of his white dress shirt extending out from under the sleeves of his suit coat. His right hand, let's see, and arm. That's supposed to say arm. Here we go. Repeat after me. His right hand and arm are extended as he shakes hands with the man across the table. All right, and first we'll show the arrow. So this is one cuff link, and here is another cuff link, right? And we can say his arm is extended. It's put out. It's put forward because they want to shake hands. All right. apples in the comments. Wonderful. All right, let's moving forward. On his right wrist, he is wearing an expensive watch with a leather wristband. Okay, so you could just call it the band, you could call it the wristband, but now we're talking about his watch right there. Okay, so I'm going to guess it's a nice expensive watch. Why not? He has a nice suit on, so he would probably want a nice watch. And this part, let me put the arrow on it, is called the wristband or the band of the watch. And I can't see it really close, but I'm going to guess that it's leather, probably made from cow leather. I suppose it could be like an alligator, but it's probably made from cow leather. That's the most common, I think. All right, here we go. The man's left hand is crossed under his right arm and resting on top of his documents. In front of him is a clipboard with an unsigned contract and an open laptop computer. So we have the unsigned contract. Just means unsigned means there are no signatures. No one has put their name on it yet. And maybe he's reviewing it and suddenly he's like, yes, it's good. Let's shake hands and let's do it. All right. Repeat after me. Pronunciation. On his right wrist, he is wearing an expensive watch with a leather wristband. The man's left hand is crossed under his right arm and resting on top of his documents. In front of him is a clipboard with an unsigned contract and an open laptop computer. All right, moving on. About the laptop. The laptop is positioned in a way that the people across the table cannot see the screen. So the laptop is positioned. It means it's placed. The location, it's turned in a certain way so that these people can't see the screen. Maybe it has confidential information, or I don't know, maybe some secret for his product he doesn't want to share. All right, let's see. Ghazal says the man seems to play the crucial role in terms of making the ultimate decision, due to shaking hands as a sign of a happy ending of a business meeting. Sure. All right, so we can say the laptop is positioned, it's placed, it's put in a certain way so that these people can't see what's on the screen. All right, maybe he wants privacy. Near the man's left hand and on top of the clipboard is an expensive pen. The man might be an attorney, a witness, an investigator, or a salesman. We have different possibilities. So here we go. We gave a very specific location, the directions, information for the placement of the pen. Near the man's left hand, so here's his left hand, and on top of the clipboard, so here's the clipboard, two styles of clipboard, but they have the same function, is an expensive pen. All right. And since he has an expensive suit, he has an expensive watch, why not have an expensive pen, right? All right, here we go. Repeat after me. Here we go. The laptop is positioned in a way that the people across the table cannot see the screen. Near the man's left hand and on top of the clipboard is an expensive pen. The man might be an attorney, a witness, an investigator, or a salesman. I see Mahmoud says, I bet it costs an arm and a leg. Yes, that's a great idiom, just to mean that something is very expensive, an arm and a leg. Okay, so we just talked about the people and activities, what's happening, what the people are doing, their location. Now it's time for the real story. Well, at least the real story from Abel Lingo's point of view. Here we go. All right. The three people are gathered at this meeting because of a government investigation into tax evasion. Ooh, tax evasion. Ooh. Let's break it apart. Everyone probably knows what taxes are, right? The government wants you to pay a portion, a certain percentage of your income as taxes, right? And the idea is that that money will be used to pay for public projects, public workers' salaries, stuff like that. Hopefully. Evasion. Evasion means you're not doing it. You're avoiding it. You're evading it. You're hiding from it. You're doing something else. So tax evasion means that you're not paying your taxes. So the three people are here gathered, which means they're meeting together. They're in a group because of a government investigation into tax evasion. So let's see who is who. Leah Huda says, please, what's evasion? Evasion means to not do it. So in this case, tax evasion means to not pay your taxes. You choose. You make a choice that, nope, I'm not going to pay my taxes, right? And you take a chance. If you don't pay enough taxes, then maybe there will be a government investigation. All right, so let's take a look. The government says it has evidence that the shipping company has been incorrectly reporting its income over the last 10 years. Okay. All right, let's fix that. So the government says it has evidence. Evidence in this kind of situation would be documents, maybe electronic evidence, records, histories, spending patterns, income statements, anything that shows probably a flow of money or a transfer of money, maybe bank statements, international transfers, purchases, whatever. So it looks like the company is a shipping company, all right? And the government says that you've been incorrectly reporting your income over the last 10 years. So incorrectly reporting means you say that you're earning a certain amount, but you're actually earning a different amount. All right. So let's do pronunciation. Repeat after me. The three people are gathered at this meeting because of a government investigation into tax evasion. The government says it has evidence that the shipping company has been incorrectly reporting its income over the last 10 years. All right. And Leah Huda says proof, right? Evidence equals proof. Mahmoud says clear testimony. Sure, that would be in court, maybe with a witness or an expert later on that would talk about what they found and their opinion on things. All right, let's continue with the real story. The government says the company earned, $10 million, while the company says it only earned 500,000. That's a big difference. The man on the far side of the table is a government investigator. He's been investigating this company for the past 10 years. Ooh, interesting. So the government says, well, our evidence shows that you are earning $10 million a year. The company says, no, we've only been earning 500,000. So the problem here, at least from the government's point of view, is they want to get taxes. So if they need to pay 30% taxes or a certain amount of money, then they don't want 30% of 500,000. They want 30% of 10 million. But of course, the company's like, I don't want to pay that money. But it depends on the laws of the country that you're in. All right. So the guy on the far side of the table, this guy is a government investigator. Ooh, and he's been investigating. He's been looking at documents and following the history and getting evidence and proof for the past 10 years. All right, let's do pronunciation. Here we go. The government says the company earned $10 million, while the company says it only earned $500,000. The man on the far side of the table is a government investigator. He's been investigating this company for the past 10 years. Okay, let's keep going with the story. He suspects, but is unable to prove that this company is also involved in drug trafficking. Oh boy. And arms dealing. Ooh, now things get juicy. So he is going to be the investigator, the government investigator. He suspects, he thinks, he's not quite sure, but he has a strong idea. He suspects that something is happening. But he's unable to prove that this company is also involved in dealing with drug trafficking and arms dealing. Arms dealing, we're talking about selling weapons, selling machine guns, selling bombs, selling stuff like that. So he has information, maybe it's not strong information, but so he thinks it, he suspects it, but he's unable to prove it. He's unable to show it. All right? Because he doesn't have much evidence for the more serious crimes, he decided to go after the company for tax evasion. So he doesn't have a lot of evidence for the serious crimes. The serious crimes would probably be the drug trafficking and arms dealing, because there's violence, people get hurt, and, you know, it's very life and death. So instead of, because he didn't have a lot of evidence to show that the company was doing that stuff, the investigator decided to go after, to pursue the charges of tax evasion. All right. Let's see. Repeat after me. He suspects, but is unable to prove, that his company is also involved in drug trafficking and arms dealing. Because he doesn't have much evidence for the more serious crimes, he decided to go after the company for tax evasion. Okay, so let's see who the people are. The woman is the CEO of the company, and the man is her attorney. They stubbornly maintain the argument that they have no idea what the government is talking about. Their company is in the business of shipping lumber and coal around the world. Okay, Ooh, so interesting. So the woman is a CEO. She is the chief executive officer of this company. So she's like the top boss, right? All right. They is the company. So the company stubbornly maintains. Stubbornly means that you're fixed on an answer and you're not going to change your answers. Very difficult for you to change. Maintain means to keep. They keep the argument. They stay with the argument. They do not change their argument that they have no idea. I don't know what you're talking about. And they say, well, our company is in the business of shipping lumber and coal. Lumber is just wood from trees, right? And coal is the black stuff that you dig out of the ground, and it's great for fuel, kind of dirty. All right? So repeat after me. The woman is the CEO of the company, and the man is her attorney. They stubbornly maintain the argument that they have no idea what the government is talking about. Their company is in the business of shipping lumber and coal around the world. All right, moving forward. According to the CEO, they would never do anything illegal and are a model company. A model company means like a very respected, a company that is very well behaved. They follow the laws. They only do good things. So you could have like a model citizen, a model person, a model worker, someone who does good things and is respectable. Okay? However, if the government's evidence is strong, they are willing to offer a bribe of $2 million and an ice cream cone to make this investigation go away. This might be the most interesting part. However, if the government's evidence is strong, the company, are willing to offer a bribe of $2 million and an ice cream cone to make this investigation go away. All right, so let's see. If the government's proof, if their documents, if what the information they have is strong, if it really shows that the company was breaking the law and selling drugs and selling weapons, stuff like that, the company is willing, they're thinking, I will do it, to offer a bribe. A bribe. So a bribe is money that you give someone to get them to do something for you. And it's usually illegal, right? So they're willing to offer a bribe of $2 million, but not just $2 million and an ice cream cone to make this investigation go away. So if we say to make something go away, and in this case it's make this investigation go away, it means to make something disappear. You could make a person go away. You could make a problem go away. You could make your dinner go away because you eat it and it's gone, right? So you make something go away. And in this case, the investigation. So if the investigator makes this investigation go away, then he would stop investigating, right? And he would probably write a report that, no problem, whatever, and take the money and the ice cream cone. Okay. All right, so that was the real story behind this picture. We have three people, the government investigator and the attorney for the CEO of the company. And I guess they've reached an agreement, so, okay. All right, guess what time it is? It's time for a quiz. Da-da-da-da-da. Put on the glasses, put on the glasses. Garden says they must be mafia. Whew, anything's possible. All right, here we go. Are you guys ready for the quiz? Let's do it. All right. Question number 1. Who does the laptop computer belong to? A, the CEO, B, the attorney, C, the government, or D, the investigator? Here's some music. Okay, we have different music today. Da, 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 da. Here we go. So who does the laptop computer belong to? The answer is C, the government. And it seems like it belongs to the investigator, right? But who does the investigator work for? The government. Right, and we can quick check. Da, 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 da. All right. The man on the far side of the table is a government investigator. So he's working for the government, and just like when I was there, they pay for your stuff. They give you your equipment, and they want you to use it for work purposes, right? It's very unlikely that the investigator will bring his personal laptop. So in this case, a laptop computer pretty much is going to belong to the government. All right, so C is the answer. Question number 2. What is the function of a clipboard? A, it holds documents. B, it tells the future. C, it shreds paper. D, it creates money. Here's the music. Okay. All right. So what is the function of a clipboard? The answer is A. It holds paper, right? So it's pretty easy to see. We had 2 clipboards here. We had one right here, and we had one over here, and they hold paper. I don't know what else to say. They hold paper, and they do it very well. Now, it would be cool if they could tell the future, but not so much. Shreds paper is like a paper shredder, right? Where you put the document inside and it goes, and it cuts it into small little pieces. And it creates money, not so much. So the answer is A, it holds documents. All right. Leah Huda says, you changed the music. Surprise, surprise. Right. I need to keep you guys awake. Okay, here we go. Question number 3. Which is the closest definition of an invoice? A list of financial accounts. B, a list of services provided. C, a list for grocery shopping. Or D, a list of potential clients. Which is the closest definition of an invoice? Let's do the music. Okay. Ooh, we don't have as many quick answers this time. Maybe this is a more difficult question. Well, let's see. So which is the closest definition of an invoice? This is the word. There was one on the table. Do you remember? All right, here we go. The answer is B, a list of services provided. And I pretty much remember, let's go back and we're going to look at the definition when we put in invoice. And I know we came over to the dictionary. A list of goods sent or services provided. Very nice. There it is. So an invoice, it's a list of what you did for the company, and then you want to be paid, right? So it's also a bill. So that is an
invoice,
invoice. Yes, that's right. Okay, let's go back. So the closest definition of an invoice is a list of services provided. Da-da-da-da-da. All right. Question number 4. Here we go. The investigator's watch band was made from A. Cheap plastic, B. Stainless steel, C. Cow leather, or D. Brown nylon. All right, so what was the investigator's watch band made from? In the picture, here's your music. Okay, so let's take a look. The investigator's watch band was made from C. Cow leather. It's the only one that fits. And let's see if we can find it. Back in the people and activities. It was the last guy with the expensive watch. There it is. On his right wrist, he is wearing an expensive watch with a leather wristband. So, all of the other ones have other materials besides leather. So, even if it's not cow leather, but it's only one that says leather, right? So let's take a quick look. What is nylon? If it was a brown nylon watch band, it looks a little bit different, and the material is different. 1 second. All right, so we'll say brown nylon watch band would be like this. So it's synthetic. It's like kind of I don't know, it's a man-made material, right? And you could also have a plastic watch band, right? So it's plastic, it's nice. And also a stainless steel, which is just a type of metal, right? Stainless steel. This is called stainless steel. And they make it stainless so it's difficult for it to rust, so it won't turn brown and fall apart. Okay. All right. So in this one, the investigator's watch band was made from cow leather. Question number 5. A boardroom is most similar to A. A meeting room, B. A really nice office, C. A snack area, or D. A reception area. What do you think? Here's your music. Okay, so let's take a look. A boardroom is most similar to A meeting room, right? I remember we talked about that. We looked at pictures. It's just a nice open room with chairs around a big desk or a big table. And right, so it's very similar to each other. Boardroom and meeting room. All right, let's see. Question number 6. Here we go. What is the quickest way for the government investigator to resolve the situation? A. Talk with his superiors. B. Set another meeting. Or C. Go to court. Or D. Take the bribe. So let's repeat. What is the quickest way for the government investigator to resolve the situation? A. Talk with his superiors. B. Set another meeting. C. Go to court. Or D. Take the bribe. All right. Music one more time. Okay, all right. So the quickest way, right? We didn't say the most correct way. We said the quickest way. And the answer is D, take the bribe, the $2 million and an ice cream cone. All right. So the quickest way for the government investigator to finish the situation, complete the situation, find a solution, a quick solution to the situation would be to take the bribe. Whether or not he's going to do it, we don't know, but that would be the quickest. That wouldn't be the most ethical, and it wouldn't be the most legal way, but it would be the quickest way, and that's what the question was asking for. Let's take a look. The bribe was a bribe of $2 million and an ice cream cone. Now, if it didn't have the ice cream cone, maybe the investigator wouldn't want the $2 million. But since they added an ice cream cone, it's difficult to say no. Okay. All right. So A, talk with his superiors means to talk with his bosses, right? So the investigator might call the regional director or the director of office personnel or something like that, who's higher up in the government. All right. Set another meeting would be like, okay, in 2 weeks, we're going to meet again to talk about what we have, Go to court. Oh, that is definitely not the quickest way. Go to court is going to take a long time, be very costly, and yeah, it's not the quickest way. So the quickest way would be take the money, take the bribe. All right, so big green check mark. We finished the quiz. Wonderful. All right, so today the theme was jobs and work, and we had a nice, wonderful quiz. So what did we accomplish? Well, did we summarize a picture? Yes, we did. I remember, and it looked something like this, right? We just gave a nice short example talking about what the picture was. A summary. We summarized the picture. All right. Did we describe the picture in detail and explore vocabulary? Oh boy, did we. We talked about time and place. We talked about people and activities. Wow, so much. And we talked about the real story. It was all about a bribery, a scandal. Right. Okay, so let's see. Did we practice pronunciation? Yes, we did. I read the sentences and you guys repeated after me. And did we test you with the quiz? That's right, we did. Okay, so we did everything today. We completed everything. And I had a great time teaching this lesson. All right, here's our motto at Abolingo. Improve your English, become more valuable. Improve your skills, improve your ability to do things, and suddenly you have more value, right? You have more to offer yourself and other people. Okay, all right. If you liked our material, make sure to subscribe. Here we go. And if you're already subscribed and you want to get notifications when we're going to have a new video or a new live, there is a little bell and you can click it. I don't think it makes any sound, ding dong, but you can click it and YouTube will send you a notification. So that is it for today. I'll play a little bit of music and I'm going to say thank you in the comments and I will be out of here. So thank you very much. Leo Huda says money talks. And an ice cream cone.